So from today's class, we will continue from the remaining part of the previous concept, that is a database management system. Since we are talking about the database and other things, so here we have the database environment. From this picture, you can see how the database environment will look like. In the database environment, each and everything should be manageable. So you can see few important terms which are relevant to here. Now, let me explain by my pointers of the this PPT so you can understand. You can see some hardware is required over here, some softwares are required, and software belongs to the operating system, database management system, and applications. Now, question comes in our mind, sir. Operating system is a system software, as we know, because we know the software is divided into two different categories. One is system software, and other one is the application software. So database management system, what we have, these are system software or application software. So this is the point you need to keep in mind. Database management system are part of the system software. Why? Because when you execute any query, it requires the system's file to execute its query, and of course, it is followed by the operating system. A database management system or any tool which is having by the database management system facility, it has a compiler. So when talking about the database management system tool, so your query or statement that is to be executed, so at that time the required, because you are typing the query in general statement, English statement like select star from and so, and by using the such clause. Now what happened at that time? Your queries must be executed. So how to execute such query, and that is managed by the database compiler, and that part we will see in detailed manner through the database management system architecture. So but before jumping over that, let us understand the database system environment. So over the slide or in this picture, you can see something is required and some components are required to see or to feel the database system environment. So those are the hardware, software operating system, database system, and applications, some other applications, of course. And here we have the people. People means the users or any person who will use the such tool, and some procedure. This procedure took like the functions. What are the various functions? By the information and the data. The data means the unprocessed or processed data, structured data, unstructured data that could be represented by in any form. So these are the various components by which we can represent the database system environment. So here you can see some hardware required. Just now see this is a server. Okay, this could be client machine or server machine, any machine, and system admission. System admission will take care of the hardware. So you can see each and everything will be informed the each and every level. So data actually which is to be stored into the database management system tool. So what are the facility and what we have that is to be managed by the database management system. So this is the overall architecture in which each and everything is connected to with each other. So now you can see this is PC and the database. What is the role of the database designer? Database designer will design the database. So it will be stored into the our PC, and this PC is connected to this database system, and where the information to be stored into the form of the data and information as well. Now, what is the role of the database administrator? This database administrator is known as the DBA. Okay, and this DBA. So this DBA just manages all the things which are relevant to the database, and the database designer will design the data. So now you need to keep in mind all the things which are relevant to do here. The distinguished term we have, that is the design and manage. Design means the designer will design the database, but after designing, something required to be managed, and how will manage? There is a DBA required, that is a database administrator, and database administrator will design or manage all the things. So management is required. So at that time, DBA is important tool, and that part we will see into the architecture in detail manner as well. And now you can see database administration also write the some queries, and this is known as the writes and enforcement. And this is undercome into some procedure. And this procedure, who will use this procedure? Of course, a programmer or followed by the application or any end user use of such application, and programmer will write the some program to follow by the database. So whenever you have any application by which you need to access the information, like you are designing a website, and from the website You want to fetch up the record of the student by the website. So the particular website, that is the front end thing, and the database, that is the back end thing, that must be connected or that must be integrated. So at that time, the programmer will play important role to write the code in a specific manner. So this is the importance property of the program. So programmer which use the any tool to write the or to design the website or to construct a website, at the time the such website is a part of the application program, because Mozilla, Internet Explorer, and other kind of the web browser are kind of the category of the application programs. And now through the such browser, we can access the stored data base. And now it is will be connected over here. So the overall this is the environment of the database system. So that will be look like this one as I am showing to all with this PPT and through the image. Now, this is the overall structure, or this is overall not structure, this is overall representation of the environment. Who will use and how to use. So how to use that part we will see, but who will use such thing that is necessary part of the database system. So that's why we have over here. Now tell me students, do you have any doubt over here or you have any query, then you can ask from this PPT as well. This simple image. Yes, friend, tell me. Yes, student, please tell me.
No, sir, we don't have any doubt.
This image is clear to all what is happening over here.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here I have very simple questions. Are you proper listening to me or just passing your time?
We are understanding, sir.
Okay, that's then good. So shall I move ahead for the next slide?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now this is the database system versus file system. Now from this PPT, any student who have any idea to explore the difference between the database system and file system? Any student who want to explain, please explain. Okay, just forget this image right now. Just explain anything. Now, what is mean by the file system and how it is different from the database system? Yes, student, please tell me. Now, here we have the two terms. That is the file system, and other one is the database. Yes, please tell me. Any student? If you do not have any idea, say, sir, we don't have any idea. Please explain so I can continue rather than the wasting time. So please tell me if you have a little bit idea or if you have just any idea after seeing this image, then you can explain. Yes, please.
So database maybe of one kind, but file system may have several types of database in it.
Okay. So after seeing this image, you have this concept. But let me explain very simple way. The file system basically we have the conventional approach. Okay, and traditional approach we can say this is a conventional. Okay, this is a conventional. Okay, this is a conventional approach. In the conventional approach, if you need to visit any government office or any office, so what we have the number of the files in the number of the files, number of the file 1 to n. So suppose if we have any example like employee record, so we have to make a employee record file. We have the customer records and customer record file in the sales and inventory account. So we have the huge almirah, or we can say huge number of the blocks where we need to keep the files into the in form of the pages. Okay, that is I'm talking about the right now the manually because we have the file system. But when the computer comes into our society, then we make the files like in the form of the MS Excel format or MS document format. We need to maintain the file. And what does it mean? So we are preparing the file, and we transform the such record from the pages to the computer system in form of file. So in the file system, what we have to manage each and everything into the separate way. This is a little bit drawback we have. So we are right now we are having the same thing into the conventional way, but we have transformed our hard copy into soft copy and nothing else. But in talking about the database system, what we have into the database management system or through the database system, we have only the one database collection of database in which we have the number of the tables and number of the relation or database in a single pool of the area, we can see in this single place. So we will not go to the any other thing. Suppose I'm just making the complete record of all the students. So student record and faculty record will be stored into the same place, so they will be integrated easily. But if we're talking about the file system, so employee record will be stored into somewhere else, customer record will be stored into somewhere else, and each and every file will be separated. So in the database management system, we have only the one database management system or one file where a number of the database and number of the file to be file means record to be stored into the same place. This is a little bit difference you can see, and this is the main difference you can see. And what is the drawback of the file system that we will see into the coming slide? But you can see from this picture, a database system, now personal department is connected to database management system. So what is the role of the database management system? This database system just integrate all the records into a single part. But in the file system, we have the different files. You can see the personal department is separate from the sales department and accounting department. In the file system, we have the three different departments. But in the database system, all the departments are integrated, connected with each other, and stored into the single place. So here we have the only the one place. While in case of while in case of personal department and sales department, account department. So here we have the three different departments. So same thing you can find in the bank process. Like you are looking for the traditional bank. What happened at that time? You visit to bank and then you need to withdraw amount. Then you have to fill the receipt and then go to the another counter, and then after the processing, and the counter will force you to go to the another counter. You can where you can get the amount. So this is the thing. But in case of the ATM, what happened? You just need to insert a card and you can withdraw the your amount on the same machine, because all the information are integrated into the same thing, or definitely connected to the internet, of course. But through the ATM, you have to visit only the one machine. But into the physically, you are looking for the bank and you are following the traditional approach. Then you have to fill the receipt and go to the counter. Then your receipt will be approved. Then you need to visit the counter. Then your signature will be verified. Then go to the counter to get the amount. So you have to visit the three different counter. Rather than doing this traditional approach, what is a better idea? Just go to the ATM and withdraw the amount in a single instant. So this is the point where you can see. So database system is nowadays more applicable than the file system. Here file system means I'm talking about the traditional file system approach that is transformed into the computer system. Here we have the discussion. So here you can explain your idea through the different parameter what you have. You can explain your own example, whatever you have faced, but that should be meaningful. So this is the little bit difference between the database system versus file system. So before jumping the main thing of the syllabus, first let us understand the why we are understanding the database system. So this is my approach over here. Yes, student, do you have any doubt here? Then you can ask. Yes, please.
Sir, this
Yeah.
file system is of that operating system file system, or the hard copy where the records are kept on the shelf, that file system?
Your question is completely your, your question is completely valid, but the file system I'm talking about the record file system, not the operating system file system. You are looking for the file system means NTFS fed. That is the operating system. So we are understanding database. So I will talk about only the file system which is related to the database. Now, traditional file system, what we have to maintain the record of the each and every student, each and every person in a file, and we have to keep in the recording to the pages form. That is the traditional file system. And after traditional file system, we will store such information after scanning or just keeping the information by typing into the Excel format or other any format, and that is traditional format. So this is the thing. So this is the I'm talking about the such part, that is the file system. Okay. I think you are confusing about the file system. I'm not talking about such file system. That is the NTFS, FAT or EXT. Okay. EXT file system is supported by the Linux or Unix operating system, and NTFS FAT this file system is supported by the Windows operating system. So that is different from.
Okay, sir.
Yes, student. Any student who have any problem, you can ask, please. You are free to ask. Yes, please. Yes, student, please ask one question over here, or shall I move ahead?
No doubt, sir.
Is it clear? Is it clear to all difference between the database system or a file system?
Yes, sir, clear.
Okay, so I'm just jumping to my next slide. So these are theoretical. I have written over here the few statement, and by this PPT, if you try to read my PPT, inform the notes, definitely it will help you. So I put it over here. There's some points over here. So I'm just reading the few points, and you can see, and you will understand. The new application program are added to the system as the need arises. For example, suppose that a university, that is, we can say for VIT Bhopal University, decide to create a new major, say computer science department. So I'm just taking the real example, so you will great to understand the concept. So as a result, the university creates a new department and creates new permanent files. Okay, so or adds information to the existing file. So information already available or is already available. So you need to you want to add more information, then you can add up, or the such information is not available, then you can create the new file. So that we have the file or database I'm talking about regarding the new department to record information about the instructor. Instructor basically is a system engineer who will just create all the things. Okay, so all about the instructor in the department, students in that major course offering degree requirements. So these are the various parameters which are associated with the students. And the university may have to write a new application program to deal with the rule specific to the new major. Now, what I mean to say in the rule, in the VTOP, it is a good platform where the which is supported by the huge amount of the database of the thousand more than thousand students database. Now you have the only right to see your marks. Okay, you have only attendance only. You can't change, you can't update. Okay, so this is the rules we have defined for the student purpose only. So this is the thing. So whenever we have the some privilege or right, who will exist, who will have the such privileges, and that is undercoming to the some set of the rules. And while defining the database, we need to define the some rules as well for the particular things what we have. So new application program may also have to be written to the handle new rules in the university, and this is the point you need to keep in mind. So or the time goes by, the system acquire more file and more application program. So according to you need to write the specific program, and who will write the program? You can just see from this part, programmer. Okay, so programmer will write the program to access such information. While filling the any application form online, so do you have any right to access all the details of the other student or other people? No, you can see only your profile, and this is the thing. So this is the thing which is maintained by the database as well as the programmer who writes the code about the such thing. So this is the part which is come into the some rules. So while defining the new database, while defining the new things, you need to follow the rules. So this typically file processing system is supported by the conventional operating system, as I told you so many times, and this is also having by the conventional approach. So the system stores permanent record in various files, and it needs different application programs to extract or records from or we can say and add records to the appropriate files. Before database management system were introduced, organization usually stored information in such system. So before understanding or before using the actual database management system, we have the traditional information, we have the traditional stored information, and that is known as the file system. So this is the idea I have already discussed with you. So it is written over here. Then you can go through this PPT or these PPT to explore your things or what you have. So the point I have here that is required to be discussed over here, and that is under coming to the purpose of the database system. So here you can say this heading can be understood by what are the various purpose to use, what are the various purpose to use, purpose to use database, to use database. Okay, so these are the various points which describe that why we are using the database in proper way. So here we have the point you can see data redundancy, inconsistency. Yes, I'm expecting the answer of all these points from your side. But before explaining from your side or before explaining much more about all these concepts, let me explain to few things which is required over here. What are the drawbacks we have found into the file system, and that is overcome by the database. So this is the point, these are the 7 points which help you to prevent your so to prevent or we can say to enhance the properties of the storing mechanism. So you can store your information into the database rather than the file system. So these are the there are some disadvantages and which is showing that why database is required. That's why I put it over here heading purpose to use a database. So first point we have over here, that is the data redundancy and inconsistency. Yes, Stuart, who want to explain about this concept?
So data
Sir, in file
redundant.
system,
Just 1 second. One by one, you can speak over here.
Sir Harshit,
Yes, yes, yes.
Sir, in file system, as you told, there is no relation between files. So every department has its own set of files. Means
Yeah.
the data is redundant. There are several copy of same files. So just like catch inconsistency problem, if the data is changed in one file of one department, simultaneously the same data in other files will not be changed. So this results into data redundancy and inconsistency.
Yeah, of course, you are absolutely right. There is no issue from your words. Redundancy means duplicate, and inconsistency means there is no appropriate data information. So reliability is a necessary part. We can say, of course, you are absolutely right. Any other student who want to speak, please can speak up. Yes, please. Any student? Other student also want to speak something over here, then you can speak over here. Yes, please. Okay, no one is speaking. Then shall I move ahead to the another topic or another point? Is it clear to all, or shall I explain from the my words?
Yes, sir, clear.
Okay, so since different programmers create, my PPT is visible to all.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is PPT only PPT is
Uh,
visible to?
Sir, I have a doubt. Sir, what is this atomicity problems?
My dear, I am coming on the atomicity. Okay, I'm coming on the one by one each and every point. So, okay, so please don't worry about that part. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so okay, let me explain first point once again. Should I explain?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Sir,
so okay. Since different programmers create the files and application programs over a long period, the various files are likely to have a different structure, and the programs may be written in several programming languages like Java, C, C++, not exact C++. C++ also have the facility to exert database, but it will be complex. So Java we can say, of course, and Python as well. Moreover, the same information may be duplicated into several files. So the student Harshit just told us that into different department. If you're trying to create a file, definitely there may be some chance the record may be duplicated. Okay, so this is the drawback of the file system, traditional file system approach. After creating file, you will confuse is it already created or not. So there is no parameter into the file system. You can't check it is already available or not. So this is the point. So data redundancy could be. There is no guarantee, but data redundancy could be. And if you're talking about the inconsistency, so inconsistency means okay. In case of your name, I'm putting your date of birth. Okay, so data is not appropriate towards the such particular column. So this is the what this is the misleading or misplaced information into the email address. I'm just putting your name. It is valid? No. And now this validation or this check is done checked by the some programming concept, and that is of course followed by the database. So a programmer will write the code to restore the information in proper way. Then we have to set some validation, so to avoid the inconsistency. So this is the point we can say. So for example, if a student has a double major data, say music department and mathematics department, he belongs to both kind of department. So the address and telephone number of the student may appear in a file that consists of student records of the student in the music record or music department and the mathematics department. So in the music department or the mathematics department, to just keep the same record of the such student. So student is only one, but the entire university, entire college will keep the record of the two times of the such student. So it is a duplicacy. So to avoid a duplicate, it is better idea to both department must be integrated and to check whether it is if this student is already available or not. So this is the necessary steps we need to maintain into the database. So if you are putting the redundancy or duplicate record again, so inconsistency of data will be applicable there. So this is the case where we need to see. And the Harshit again told the same important something which is necessary part. Suppose if you really want to delete or update some information, but that is not suitable, then is it possible or not? So data inconsistency may be occur when you have the inappropriate data while updating or changing or deleting some information. So this is the necessary part. A real example, you have not passed your degree, but your university just try to delete your record. Then what happened at the time? Your entire record will be deleted. Now then what happened? Because you have not passed. So the message should be come to the university. The student has not passed the degree, so we can't remove the record. So this is the inconsistency or this is the inappropriate information we will maintain, and that is known as the data redundancy and inconsistency. Now it is clear to all.
Yes, sir.
Yes, any doubt in this point, you can ask me.
No, sir.
So now tell me which point you want to have the difficulty. Now difficulty in the accessing data, of course, in the file system, we are not able to access data directly. But into a database, we can access the data directly by putting the appropriate syntax or command we can do. So it is a fast database accessibility is faster than the file system accessibility, of course. So this is the biggest advantage we can say. Yes. Any doubt in this point? Difficulty in accessing data?
No.
Now, is it clear to all? Now, tell me anything about the data isolation. What is mean by the isolation?
Sir, means files are separated.
Files are in a separated format. Okay, I agree with this one.
Yes,
Could you explain by an example?
sir, like if we are storing the data of students, faculty, and workers differently, so these three files are separated. So in this way.
Okay, data isolation can be understood by the very simple example. Suppose you want to upload your picture, and which is necessary should be in the JPG format. But if you try to upload if you upload your file into the .bmp format or other different format, then it is not applicable to the database, because data isolation means we have the information different files. Now we are the technical CV students, so we can say we can see our file into a different format, because data is having the isolation format, isolation way. So if you have data into different way of the same kind of information on the like the image, like the photo, so jpg .bmp .jpg .tiff, okay, or a different other format of the image, you can keep no problem, but your data must be supported by the same kind of the file format. then it is what it is a data isolation. So data isolation is it just filter out your data. So data isolation is a, supported by the database while it is not supported by the file system. So in a file system, you can keep the information in any format, in any mode, but this is not good way. So data isolation is necessary part. I'm remember a real example in MS Team. You can upload your file in any format, there is no issue. But if you try to upload, if you set the system that is you can upload only the file into .pdf format, no other file format is required over there. Then this is the beauty. This would be the beauty of the MS Team. You can upload your file format to the PDF. So everyone or anyone can access the same kind of the format, formatted file format, that is PDF. And you are using the any kind of the file format, definitely some file format will not be supported by the other students as well. We can say the, suppose you are uploading .asd, and okay, this .asd is supported by the photos of other things, you can upload, but I don't have enough photos of that, how I can open? So that must be distinguished from the different nature of the file format. So what we have, we must have the same kind of the file format to support the data. So this is the data isolation was the data isolation. What data isolation was the drawback on the file system. We can in the traditional approach we can put the information in any format, no issue. And like your traditional approach in the banking, you are going to open an account. Okay, no problem. You can give your 10 years old photo to the bank manager to open an account. You can, no problem. But now data isolation is supported by the nowadays into the today's era by the upper system as well, from the traditional to the database. Now see, while filling the any form or while filling the anything whatever you want to where you want to apply, then it is mentioned over there, while uploading the photo, your photo should not be less than 6 months old or 3 months old. So this is the property that's showing that your photo should not be old, or your photo should not be older than the 3 months or 6 months. So this is a data isolation we can filter out in the traditional approach as well, we can say nowadays. But into the few years ago, this was not supported. So this was the drawback. So this is a data isolation, but in the computer system, we can say the property must be, or the such data file format must be supported by the same format. So data can be filtered out in simple way. And of course, you can upload any file format, but after the uploading, your image is not visible by the your profile. Why? Because you have not uploaded your file into the relevant format. So this is the data isolation. So this is an example of the data isolation. Just now tell me any doubt over here. So this is the data
No
isolation.
doubts.
So what is the integrity problem? Just tell me what is integrity problem. Yes, integrity
Sir,
problem.
data integrity sir, refers to data integrity sir, refers to how we protect and maintain our data so that its accuracy and consistency remains the same or 100%.
Okay, so this is a good example you told me. The integrity problems. So in the file system there was a drawback, but into database we have reduced. After the withdrawing amount from your ATM, then your balance will be maintained automatically. After the few seconds, you will get a message. Then you have deducted the 500 rupees or 600 rupees, something whatever you want to withdraw. You have withdrawn 600 or 500 rupees. Then your account is balance updated. Okay, so this is the integrity problem. So it maintains the information immediately. Okay, so this is but in the previous day there was a technical issue, but now it has been resolved nowadays, and the time to time it is resolved, and it maintained the integrity. We can say that it maintained the relationship between as well between the one system to another system. But in the previous days, or while using the file processing system, it was not supported. It was supported practically, it was supported, but it takes much time. So in the integrity program, we can't reduce properly into the file processing system. But into this database system or any kind of database system, we can manage and we can solve this problem in simple way, because database or related files are stored into the same folder and same pattern and the same database. So integration between all the database will be in simple way, and relationship will be also maintained. So this is the integrity problem. Suppose I am taking the real example. So data values. Data values means the value which is associated with the records and columns. So data values stored into a database must satisfy the certain type of the consistency constraints. Consistency constraint is determining that suppose you are writing the 26. The 26 will not be your name. That 26 will be your age or weight. So this value is also determining that you are putting the right information to the right column. If you're trying to put the wrong information to the right column, then what happens? You will get an error. And this database also provides such kind of information. Or while filling the form online, suppose you are putting the 26 in your uh, name. So some validation are available there, and it gives a message. You have missed the such information. You should use the alphabets only, and so information. So this is the integrity problem, which is easily maintained by the database, which is not supported by the file system. Now, how many students are fill the wrong information while survey form? Okay, while filling the survey form. While filling the survey form, you just need to put the any mobile number. Okay, any mobile number. I am putting the 9999. I can put the mobile number 11111. 10 times I can put the 111. It is not a valid number. It is not a valid number. Okay, is it valid? It is not a valid number in India, but number should be 10 digits. So I'm satisfying the constant, that is a validation. 10 digits should be, so I'm putting a 10 digit 1111. So there is no issue. But this number is not valid. So integrity problem will check whether it is valid. So this is a case, but it is a user, we can say it is a user requirement. So we can say put anything. So validation is possibility. So integrity problem, it comes when we're talking about the consistency constraint, and this consistency constraint is also maintained by the integrity constant when we'll discuss about the check and validation. So you are putting the first digit, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the 5, because 1 to 5 there is no mobile number which is starting from the 1 to 5 in India. Okay, from the 6 or 7 we can say from the 6 it is from the first digit, that is 6, first digit, that is 7, 8 and 9, that is to be started. So I can say and we can say. So that is valid. But in India, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that is first digit of the mobile number is not have been started so far. So you can't put the you can take the mobile number like 6111, then okay. So it is applicable. This is the integrity problem, and we can't judge in proper way. So sometimes someone is coming to the home and they request you, so please, I'm a survey person, just do the survey. I'm doing survey, just fill the form. So you put the wrong mobile number, you put the wrong name, you put the wrong information, but that is not valid. So it is not a proper case which is maintained by the file system. But in case of the database, we can check, we can see, and this is known as the integrity problem. So suppose I call is maintain the account of each department. So the record and the balance, the amount of the each account, that is your fees account, we can manage. So this is the thing. Suppose you are the you have not filled the fees, so we will get a message as a proctor. We will get a message such as student did not deposit or submitted their fees. So why? Because there's a information which is coming or pop up to the system of the department, such a student, he is under individual property or proctor, he is not submitted or she has not submitted the fees. So this is also maintained by, this is also determined by the integrity problems. So this is the example of the this part. Suppose you have just your account balance must be 5,000. You have lose your, you don't have, you suppose you have the 4,000. Then after the 2 or 3 days, you got a message from the bank. Your account is going down from the 5,000 rupees. So this is what, this is integrity problem. This is also maintained by the check validation condition, and that part we will see through the practical. So this is the integrity problem. Now tell me any doubt over here. This integrity problem. This integrity problem can say check or we will see the validation. Okay, so this is the validation. Now tell me atomicity problem. Yes, yes. Tell me atomicity problem. Yes, student. Please tell me atomicity problem. What is atomicity problem?
No idea, sir.
Okay, I can explain this example in simple way. Then you can understand atomicity problem. What's your name? Yes, tell me what's your name. Then I can explain this
Sashri.
one. Shreya. So Shreya, I'm just writing over here your name. Okay. Okay. Now, how much amount you have in your bank? You can't take any general example. Okay. You can't say right amount. You just say any amount.
50,000.
5015. 50,000. Okay. Now you have the 50,000. Okay. This is a real example I am taking for the database. You can understand. You are doing the transaction one, that is the T1. This is your main balance, so you have the total balance on you some amount from your nearest branch ATMs, no doubt, or any ATM. How much amount you have petrol?
10,000.
10,000. So 50K minus 10K. I am writing in simple way for understanding purpose only. So you should have 40K. That is 40,000. This transaction must be complete within the few seconds, and bank must have an acknowledgement that transaction have been completed successfully. So this transaction must be completed successfully. Then you have you got the 40K, oh sorry 10K. But what happened at the time? While withdrawing the amount, the machine did not functionize properly, and your 10,000 amount is deducted. Your 10,000 amount is deducted, and then what happened at that time? You will not get amount in your hand, and finally you have only the 40K in your bank, but you have lose 10,000. Then what happened at it? This transaction was failed due to the some technical issue. Now, is it clear to all? Now, this is the atomicity problem you will have to understand, and this atomicity problem we will implement into a transition. We will understand transition recovery part at the time. So now tell me, this, at the transition T1, transition is failed due to any technical issue. Now, but your amount is rejected. Now, tell me, is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
So transaction is failed, but your transaction is completed. Transaction is failed. So finally you have the 40K. So after the few minutes or few hours, you got your 10K back into your account or credited into your account, main account. So this is what this is a transaction due to the transaction unsuccessful or transaction failed. We have bank is credit 10K after the few minutes or after the few hours. So this is what this is done by the atomicity problem. This is done by the atomicity problem. If this is not maintained by the atomicity problem, then what happened at that time? You are losing 10,000 and you don't have bank is in that atomicity problem should be maintained in simple way. So this is a necessary part which is required. And this transaction could be filled due to any reason. Like I'm just doing the online net banking. Okay, I'm through the online banking. I'm just transferring few amount to my friend. Suddenly my laptop goes down, power falls down, maybe the internet connection goes down. I just I just click on the send. Okay, I just click on the send, and while functioning properly, suddenly power goes off, or maybe the uh, on net The bank was failed, then the amount will be rolled back to the customer account. So this is a atomicity problem. And now you can see a real example while booking the ticket on the IRCTC, and a message will be given after transaction. Please do not press on the back button or do not refresh your browser. Okay, it will done automatically. This message will be given by the database system which is maintained by the IRCTC. Now, have you ever seen such information while booking the ticket on the IRCTC? And this is also recognized by the atomicity problem. But this atomicity problem is not maintained by the system, and this is only maintained by the database system. That's why the database is the necessary part. And this atomicity problem will be understood by or maintained by the transactions properties. And this transaction itself is a concept into the transaction processing system into the database management system. And that part we will see, of course, without any problem, some example as well. So this is the atomicity problem. Now, is it clear to all? Is it clear to all? Yes, please tell me. Any doubt into the atomicity problem?
No.
So while learning the database, you have heard a term that is known as acid. Okay, does it mean by acid? Acid property. Did you or have you heard this term acid properties? Yes, please tell me. Have you heard about the acid property?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. I can say a database must have the acid property. Acid stands for the atomicity. A stands for the atomicity. C stands for the C stands for the consistency. I for the integrity, and D stands for the durability. So this is the acid property which must be supported by the database system. So while maintaining the database must have the acid property. Okay, so by the time we will see this property in detailed manner, but while learning the purpose of the database, a database must support the acid property. So acid means A stands for the atomicity, C stands for the consistency. Now you can see atomicity problem you can see over here. So this is the drawback in file system. So we have to maintain the atomicity. So this is the necessary property. C stands for the consistency. So redundancy and consistency. So this part we already discussed over here. And while I stand for the integrity. So you can see this part we have already discussed over here. Now D, durability. Durability is saying that while maintaining any information, the information must be durable. So that part under come into the concurrent access anomalies and security problems. Why durability? Because your information must be secure from the other person. Can you access the other information from the Gmail account? No. While logging into your Gmail account, you can access your own information only. You are not allowed to access the other information. Why? Because we are providing security. So because now Google has the lots of the information about the other people as well. So 1,010 maybe crores of the information are stored into the Google's database, but you can't access the other information. Why? Because you don't have the privilege. So because it is provided security. The security is not fully supported by the processing system. Anyone can open the file without any doubt. So anyone can see your detail. So this is a drawback. This is a security problem. Concurrent access anomalies, you can say a transaction T1 we have. Now simultaneously, if you want to do multiple transactions, then you can do, and that is known as the multiple transaction we can do, and one by one all the transactions will perform without any doubt. Concurrent access anomalies, you can say simultaneously you are your friend is depositing 50K in your account. At the same time, you are withdrawing 20K from your account. So at the time, your account is having the two transactions on the same time. So this is also maintained by the concurrent access anomaly. But into the file system, is open, you can only read or write. So you can perform only the one operation at the same time. But in the database, we can perform the multiple operations simultaneously. Multiple operation means read and write operation simultaneously, and this is also maintained by the concurrent access anomalies. And this is the things we have the point. So these are the 7 drawbacks which is are not maintained by the file processing system, and all these are maintained by the database only. So this is the point we can say database is required. So from my all these words we can say database is required. Now from these words, do you have any doubt? Then you can ask me. Yes, please. Any problem into the any point you can ask me. Yes, student.
No problem, sir. You can go on.
Okay. Is it clear to all about the concept?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So now can I ask the
Yes,
few
sir.
can I ask the few questions from the students? So I'm choosing the random name. Uh, just give me 1 second. So just let me select the random number. Okay, 19 BAI 10155. I think Kartika Nandwana. Kartika Nandwana. Yes, Kartika, are you there? Yes, Kartika Nandwana, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you sleeping?
No, sir, actually, there is a problem in network.
Okay, when I ask the question from the student, and they always say to me, "Sir, we have a technical issue, we have the problem." So why this kind of why this kind of the answer I'm getting again?
Problem is going on.
In the smooth way. So could you tell me what is mean by the data isolation? If the student is not giving the answer from the my class, definitely I will not count their attendance. So please avoid the such thing or avoid the indisciplined way. You have to indiscipline. Yes, Kartika. Now tell me what is mean by the data isolation. It means you are not listening to me. You are wasting my time as well. You are wasting your time. Okay. Next, 19 MIM 1003. Theba Prakash P. Yeah, Theba.
Yes, sir.
Can you explain me what is mean by the data isolation?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, it is a property that when we make change in a change by one operation, whether it is visible to other users or not in database.
Okay, and what is the sense for using the data redundancy drawback in the file system? Here we have data redundancy and inconsistency. Can you explain this word?
Yes, sir. When we have multiple copies of same data on different locations, one the changes made in one location will not replicate in other location.
Okay. Okay, good. Next, 19 BAI 1097 Simangi Singh. Simangi Singh, are you there? Simangi?
Yes, sir.
Just tell me what is mean by the this integrity problems.
Uh,
Should I mark your attendance today or not? Now tell me.
just a second, sir.
You are thinking
Uh,
about a few minutes ago we have heard we have discussed this point integrity problem. Okay, if you are not, you don't have any idea, then you can say no. So I will not, I not bother about it. Okay,
sir, I'll try.
but you are trying, still trying. It
Um,
is written over there. Integrity problem means we are talking about the check and
check
validation.
and validation, yeah.
Now I'm asking last time to all the students, please read all these points. In these 7 points, you have any doubt, then you can ask me. Because I'm speaking continuously to explore the thing about the database. Now tell me, any student who have any doubt, they can please ask. Say yes or no, or should I explain once again? I don't know. I
Sir,
don't know.
if you could explain point number 5, please.
Okay, point number 5. This is adaptability problem.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Who is what's the name?
Jackson, sir.
Okay, Jackson. Jackson Sondi. Am I right? I think so.
Yes, sir.
Jackson, I'm just, you can stay connected with me for understanding this problem. Now, accessibility problem is saying that while updating anything, due to some technical problem, okay, due to some technical problem or due to some any issue, if power is failed, okay, maybe technical issue, network is, net is gone. So what happened at that time? Now transaction is failed. So Jackson, suppose you have 1,000 rupees in your account. I'm supposing only, I don't know the exact amount you're in. So I'm supposing you have the 1,000 rupees. While performing the transaction, while withdrawing or deposit, maybe deposit or withdrawing. Suppose you have deposit. Okay. Now you have deposit 500 rupees in your account. While depositing or while transaction at the time of transaction, suddenly power goes off. Then your account must be 1,000 plus 500. That should be 1,500, and you lose your 500 because this 500 it is not in your hand because it is just credited. It should be credited into your account, but due to the power failure, what happened at the time? This 500 was not added or not credited into your main account or added up or some, and after the few minutes you check a balance and it's showing that only 1,000 rupees. Then you have to ask the query to the bank why my 500 rupees is not credited. So at the time, what happened at the time? Transaction was not in successful manner. Transaction was unsuccessful or transaction was failed. So bank will bank replied you, sir. We keep your query. We keep your 500 rupees in the different aspect, and we will create it after the few seconds or after verifying all the transaction processing. When did you update it or when you have credited it? So after the few minutes, maybe the few days, so the bank will credit 500 rupees in your account. So that was not in your hand. Okay. So because due to technical reason, due to some other reason, the thing was not in your hand as well. So after the few days, you 500 rupees was credited, or the 500 rupees was not credited. Then what happened at the time? Bank will revert back to you. Okay. So this thing is done into the while booking the ticket in the IRCTC. After the booking the ticket, if I'm just paid amount, and while transaction was failed from the bank account, some amount was deducted or some amount was debited from the my account, but my ticket was not booked. Then what happened at that time? The it shows the message transaction was failed, tickets are not booked, but amount was debited from the my account. So after the few days you will get a message from the IRCTC, your account will be credited due to the failed transaction. This is a thing which is maintained by the this is known as the atomicity, and this is maintained by the. Now is it clear to all? Now is it clear to you?
So basically, it's all or nothing, right? Like the transaction will happen or not. There is no type of midway, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, sir, got it.
So atomicity problem is maintained by the database only, but in the file processing system, you have lose your 500 rupees, but there's no point, there's no transaction point where you can recover. So atomicity problem can be maintained by the recovery as well. So in the transaction processing system, a word we have that is recovery. So this 500 will be recovered by the system automatically and transferred to your account back to your account within the few days. So this is the processing which is done by the ICT. The very strong server I can say in India that is known as the IRCTC and a railway, and very big network I can say. Yesterday I told you. So these are the seven disadvantages we have found into the file system, and this is overcome into the database system. So these are the seven reason we need to learn about the database system. That's why I put the heading over here, the purpose to use the database. Now, as students, please tell me, do you have any doubt over here? Then,
No, sir, no doubt.
so all points are clear.
No,
If I,
sir.
yeah,
Yes, sir.
if I give any assignment or conduct any quiz, then you will be able to solve the problems regarding these topics.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm moving the
Yes,
next
sir.
slide. So I'm moving to my next slide. So now point is come into the mind, that is a view of the data. So what are the view of the data? So here you can read the few points over here. So I will share this PPT to you for theoretical purpose. You can read out. So view of data can be understood by the in simple way. Suppose I'm putting your name into the my file. Okay, this is XYZ file. Let me explain simple example, then you can understand. This is XYZ file. I've just keep the 10 records of the students. Okay. So in these files, 10 students of the record are maintained by the physical way. Okay. This is a physical way. Because physical way means on the hard disks, on the particular device, the information is stored into the physical way. Okay. Now this is a this point is clear to all. And this physical data which is stored on the hard disk is visible to the user. Now, is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is the physical way, but all these 10 records, how these 10 records are stored into the hard disks or any disk, and that is maintained by the internal process. So we have the internal, or we can say it is a conceptual, internal or conceptual. This conceptual information or data, how to store, and that is maintained by the this level, this view of the data, this point of the data, that is internal conceptual data. So conceptual data, you can say how to store the data, and that is not in your hand. In your hand you can just store the data, type the data, maintain data, but you can do it the physical level. Okay. After the storing the data, after the conceptual data, user can view the data into a different way. And here you can represent your 10 record into a different way. How to represent? Actual information is stored into the physical way. To the conceptual way or conceptual level or conceptual way, you can you are not bothered about such part. It is also it is maintained by only the database system only. This is only maintained by the database system only. But you can from these 60 student record, I can communicate right now only the 5 students. This is the my one view. Okay, this is my one view, but all 60 students are still connected with me. But I'm communicating only the 5 students. So what happened in this time? This is the my 5 students view. Or maybe next day or after the few minutes, I can communicate to the 15 students or 10 students or maybe the 25 students. I can communicate to the other students or maybe different students simultaneously. So this is my another view. So this level or this point is known as the view. So the view of the data can be represented by the three different aspects, and those are known as the physical aspect, internal aspect, or conceptual aspect, and view aspect, and that is the view level. You can understand this concept through the data abstraction.